Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie McLeod-Estevez. I'm the art therapist who has written the book, Grow Your Glow, an art therapy and writing prompt journal for self-love. Today's video is an example for those of you who are ready to kick off your process and you're still, sort of thinking to yourself, okay, I think I know what I'm doing, but I would really benefit from an example. So that's why I'm recording this video today. And so just to give you a sense of what we're going to do, first I'm going to describe my experience of working with one of the prompts. Then you're going to have the opportunity to watch me actually create something on paper. And then I will share some closing thoughts. So if you're one of these people who are like, well, I want the information, not sure I have time to watch you do the art, that's okay. You can just fast forward to the end to get those closing thoughts. And if you haven't seen the book yet, it's due to publish soon, depending on when you're watching this video. My goal is for mid-December 2025. Essentially, the book is broken into various sections of the body, mind, spirit, and self, and each section has guided prompts to help you connect with feelings of self-love related to that aspect of yourself. And so the prompts are written atop the paper. And if you're one of these people who is like, oh, that's great, I'm glad you gave me some ideas, but I could really benefit for, hearing someone else guide me through these meditation prompts, I've got you covered. Go to my free art therapy Substack and then explore whether or not it makes sense to you to sign up for my very low fee but paid subscription, because in the paid subscription you will have access to guided meditations done by myself for every prompt in the book. So that's something, it's not a requirement, of course, but it's definitely a resource available to you. And this is my cat, Snowy. She wants to say hello. Okay, so Snowy's been delivered to a more comfortable environment because as much as I love her, she's a little distracting. So anyways, prior to recording this video, I spent some time meditating on prompt 4, which is related to imagining that your body is a vessel that is continuously showing up and supporting you through life. And so I did my visualization, and I'm going to describe what came to me in just a moment and how it helped me see connections throughout my life recently. But before I get into that, because of what I imagined, because of what came up during my guided visualization, I knew that I wanted to use my watercolor pencils. This is one of my favorite tools because you can draw what you are seeing and experiencing, and then you can soften it with water. And so I've got my handy dandy supplies. I also just have regular pencils to help me sketch it out, as well as fine tip markers today. I know that my image today is going to be more realistic. In fact, I will probably pull up an image on the internet to help me just kind of, look at it. But many times my drawings are very abstract. So perhaps I'll show you a few pictures at the very end just to give you an idea of what exactly that might look like. So again, when you're doing this process, this is not about creating a masterpiece. This is about expressing what you're feeling inside. And so with my clients, I have seen like the most powerful stick figure drawings. And I know you might be like, what? But it's true because they hold the essence of you and your story. So even if it's the most simple drawing, when you reflect upon what it's telling you, it will make a lot of sense. And again, you can also be very abstract in what you're representing, because sometimes we can get caught up in the how it looks, and that really isn't the reason why we do art therapy. So anyways, so as I sat down to meditate on a vessel for myself, I noticed different things popping up into my consciousness, right? Like I was like, ooh, do I feel like, a vase or a mixing bowl or a cauldron? And none of those were fitting. So I just kept sitting with the process. And eventually what came to me is I felt like a seed pod, that my body and its love was represented not only by a seed pod, but actually by a milkweed pod. And as I was sitting with that, I began to realize that, well, first of all, I've loved milkweeds since I was a kiddo, because we used to go out in the field and collect them and the caterpillars for the monarch butterfly, and then we would bring them home and watch them form a chrysalis and then eventually emerge as butterflies. And I always thought that was such a magical process. And this fall, I've just been instinctively collecting pods that were open, not really making a connection to myself personally, but just noticing what I felt attracted to. And so to have this come up, I was like, oh, that is really amazing. And, in some respects, I've been aware, I've had this intuitive sense of what I need and what I want. So that was one of the thoughts that came to mind, how I experienced this awareness that was creating inside of me. Then the next thing that came to mind was how much I respect and love all the ways in which I've seeded various things that I've wanted in my life, the creativity piece. So imagining, if you've ever seen inside of a milkweed, when it's ready to go to seed, first of all, there's this like very soft, beautiful silk that holds on to these tiny seeds that are meant to fly away, right? So that they can, be planted where the ground is fertile. And I think about all the different chapters in my life in which I have planted seeds. And so, yes, often these seeds have been an expression of self-love. And when I think about how this relates to my body, well, my body has born children. It's where I find my creative wisdom. It's what takes me on amazing adventures. And so to think that there's so many different ways, that so many different kinds of seeds that are held within this one little pod, that really seemed to make sense. And then the final thing that I will share related to this image that came up for me as I considered how would I view my body as a vessel in a way that fills me with love and meaning, is that I always loved those monarch caterpillars. And since I have been doing this work after my cancer treatment ended, and I began to really develop these tools to help people feel resilient, I thought about this metaphor of, the butterfly is often seen as a symbol of transformation, and that's amazing, right? But it's a symbol of completed transformation. And so I think what happens is that when we have these grand intentions of how we want to improve our lives, we can often think of the butterfly as a metaphor. But if we're only focused on the butterfly, we are more concerned with outcome and not necessarily the process. And I think that's what causes us to stumble, especially in healing and growth work. So when I began to reach out and, run workshops and do more public speaking and the radio show and all of these things, I remembered that I encouraged people that I was speaking with to, if they wanted to transform, to actually meditate on a caterpillar, because a caterpillar instinctively knows what it needs. It knows when it's hungry, it knows when it's thirsty, it knows when it needs to rest. It knows when it's time to build a chrysalis that protects the caterpillar during its transformation to the butterfly, which to me is a metaphor for that we always actually know what we need if we trust ourselves and we slow it down to the smallest steps, which is honestly a metaphor for how the Grow Your Glow journal helps you move towards self-love, not just from an intellectual intention-based idea, right? Which can easily make us feel like, I don't know how to really do it. That's why I have all these prompts, because I want you to experience small doses of self-love that you can expand upon, and then get yourself to the other side from whatever this bridge is that you need to cross in order to really genuinely, truly, authentically love and accept yourself. It certainly has been how I have really learned and prospered over this past 9 years since my cancer treatment ended. So with that being said, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to set it up for a time lapse so that you can watch my creative process. And then, like I mentioned, I will have closing words at the very end of this video. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope it supports you in feeling like you can do this. Okay. Hey there. So I think that time-lapse video was actually quicker than I anticipated. I wanted to show you the piece. This is where it is so far. Once this has dried, I will probably go back and just do a little outlining with a black Sharpie to draw in a little bit more distinction. But yeah, here's my vessel. I feel this very strongly in my body, in particular as I was creating it on paper. And as I was doing it, though, I was reminded of a tip that is in the book, but you definitely, this was a separate piece of paper, but this is wax paper. You can find it at the grocery store, and especially for any time you're using a wet medium, I would encourage you to put a protective piece of wax paper so that it doesn't bleed onto the other pages of the journal, and keep it there until it's dry. and or keep it there always, because if you use chalk or oil pastels, the wax paper is a really affordable and easy way to keep that from smudging throughout the rest of your book. So right now, what you've experienced is the show part of the Grow Your Glow process. The second part is to tell. And the reason why is that the magic of art therapy is not just in the doing, it's in the describing. And so the example of my writing for this piece will be a visual in the book, but just to give you a little bit of a sense of where you're going, my intention is to sit down and describe what this reflects about what I've discovered, what it is trying to tell me. And through that free writing process, people often gain additional awareness and insight, as well as the benefit of arting in the magic of what their piece is reflecting back to you. So I hope that you have found this video for the Grow Your Glow Art Therapy and Writing Prompt Journal, which is soon to be released, depending on when you are seeing this, has been helpful. And, feel free to shoot me, to leave a comment below, or shoot me an email, or join my free Substack at a minimum, because you can ask me questions there if you're feeling a little stuck, as well as, I have a weekly live radio show called Live Radiantly that then becomes a podcast for my free Substack subscribers. And while the art therapy experientials that show up during that podcast are not exactly all about self-love, they are a great way to expand this practice and to continue to grow your art therapy skills, because anybody can do it. You do not need to be an artist to benefit from this practice. And yeah, I will, I remembered I said that I would show you some of my other drawings that are more, what's the word? Abstract, yes. So I will include a couple of photographs before the end of this video so that you can see an example of something that's less literal. So from my heart to yours, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great day.